and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his four hands, different symbolic representations, and yellow silk garments. We know that Krishna from Dwarka went to Prabhas, where he had already sent his descendants who fought amongst themselves and they returned back. So, who are these descendants? In the previous chapter, we read that who were these descendants who went to Prabhas? You remember? There is a category. Yes, Manoram Prabhu?
Prabhuji, they are the demigods, actually.
Okay, very good. So these are only the demigods, not his eternal associates. Okay, Ravindra Prabhu and Priyanka Mataji, who were the eternal associates that did not go to Prabhas? You raised your hand. Who did not go to Prabhas?
The pure devotees.
Who are they? Their names?
The pure devotees are all the gopis.
Gopis? What are you speaking? From Dwarka, how gopis will go there?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Give it a proper thought and speak. Who did not go to Prabhas? Try. ध्यान से सुना है हमने पिछली बार पढ़ा था ये लास्ट चैप्टर में पढ़ा है Dashil Ramya is not hearing?
She's coming, Prabhuji.
Huh?
She's coming, Prabhuji. So,
Who remembers? पुरुषोत्तम पिछला चैप्टर सुने थे ना ये तो नहीं बोल सकते कि मुझे नहीं पता सुना है मैंने बताया था बोलो भाग्यश्री दोबारा नहीं पढ़ोगे तो कुछ नहीं जाएगा खोपड़े में वो वैसे ही खाली रहेगा गोबर बोलो तो लगातार सुन रही हो सुनाई दे रहा है नहीं दे रहा है कोई रिस्पॉन्स ही नहीं है जल्दी बताओ कौन नहीं गया प्रद्युम्न नहीं गए क्योंकि भगवान के वो चतुर्व्यूह हैं अनिरुद्ध नहीं गए दीज आर ऑल चतुर्व्यूह बलराम नहीं गए है नहीं सिंपल है सो ओनली दोस हु आर demigods because they had to return to Swarga. And here Krishna is showing his four-handed forms. See, he's not showing his two-handed form. I, Uddhav ji is saying that I could immediately recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is exhibiting by his four hands different symbolic representation and yellow silk garment. Pita Kausha Ambarena. Vame Uru Adhishritya. दक्षिणा आंग्री सरोरुहम अपाश्रिता अर्भकाश्वथम Akarsham tyaktva pipalam. So what he saw? Hmm? What Uddhavji saw? That the Lord was sitting, taking rest against a young banyan tree, and his right lotus foot on his left thigh. And although he had left all household comforts, he looked quite cheerful in that posture. बहुत फेमस पेंटिंग है ये इस्कॉन की, देखा है? ये पेंटिंग बहुत फेमस है. दिस इज कृष्णास, इट इज कॉल्ड द मौसल लीला, और इट इज एट द प्रभास, द फाइनल पास टाइम. नहीं देखा तो मैं दिखा देता हूँ, देख लो. कैन यू सी? यस नो बोलो तो सही. दिख रहा है नहीं दिख रहा?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
You see, Krishna is showing his four-handed forms. Here two is dikhing, which is four-handed form, and he is his left foot over the right thigh, and he is leaning against the ashwat tree. So this is Udham in front, and who's at the back?
Maitreya Muni, Prabhu.
Very good, Maitreya Muni. Yes. According to Srila Vishnath Chakravarti Thakur, the Lord sitting posture, keeping his back against the newly grown banyan tree, is also meaningful. The Ashwatha banyan tree is so called because the tree does not die very quickly. It continues to live for many, many years. The Lord's legs and their energies are the material ingredients, which are five in all: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. The material energies represented by the banyan tree are all products of his external potency and are therefore kept to his back. And because this particular universe is the smallest of all, the banyan tree is therefore designated as small or as a child. Tyakta Pipalam indicates that he had now finished his pastimes in this particular small universe. But since the Lord is absolute and eternally blissful, there is no difference between his leaving or accepting something. The Lord was now prepared to leave this particular universe and go into another. Just as the sun rises on one particular part of the planet and sets on another part, but does not change its own situation. So Krishna is preparing to return. Tasmin Mahabhagavato Dvaipanya Sruhit Sakha Lokananu Charan Siddha Asa Asida Yadrikshaya. At that moment, Tasmin Mahabhagavato. Who is this Mahabhagavata? Dvaipanya Suhit Sakha. Dvaipanya is Vyasadeva. Suhit means well-wisher, and Sakha means friend. So at that moment, a great devotee of the Lord and a very close friend of Vyasadeva, he appeared. At that time, after traveling in many parts of the world, Maitri, a great devotee of the Lord and the friend and well-wisher of the great sage Krishna Daipan, reached that spot out of his own perfect accord. What a fortune! The Lord is preparing to leave. Uddhav reaches there, and out of no point, Maitri also reaches there. Maitri was one of the disciples of Maharishi Parashar, the father of Vyasadeva. Oh, thus Vyasadeva and Maitri were friends. They were both the students also of Parashar and mutual well-wishers. By some fortunate accident, Prabhupada is writing, by some fortunate accident, Maitreya reached the place where Lord Sri Krishna was resting. To meet the Lord is not an ordinary incident. Maitreya was a great sage and a learned scholar philosopher but not a pure devotee of the Lord. Hmm. Last verse is saying Mahabhagavat. And here Prabhupada is writing Tasmin Mahabhagavata. And here Prabhupada is saying, but not a pure devotee of the Lord. And therefore his meeting with the Lord at that time may have been due to some agya sukriti or some unknown devotional service. Pure devotees always engage in pure devotional activities, and therefore their meeting with the Lord is natural. But when those who are not up to the standard meet the Lord, it is due to the unforeseen fortune of accidental devotional service. So here, Maitreya, so Prabhupada is examining how Maitreya could get this great fortune. Hmm. Is it due to because of his previous life, some agya sukriti, some unknown devotional service? But he was not at the standard of pure devotional service. Prabhupada is saying, but when those who are not up to the standard meet the Lord, it is due to the unforeseen fortune or accidental devotional service. Tasya anuraktasya munera mukundah pramoda bhavanata khandarasya ashranvato mam anuraghasa samikshaya vishramayanu. Maitri Muni was greatly attached to him, the Lord, and he was listening in a pleasing attitude with his shoulder lowered. With a smile and a particular glance upon me, having allowed me to rest, the Lord spoke as follows. Although Uddhav and Maitreya were great souls, the Lord's attention was more on Uddhav because he was a spotless pure devotee. A Jnana Bhakta, or one whose devotion is mixed with the monastic viewpoint, is not a pure devotee. Although Maitreya was a devotee, his devotion was mixed. The Lord reciprocates with his devotees on the basis of transcendental love and not on the basis of philosophical knowledge or fruitive activities. In the transcendental loving service of the Lord, there is no place for monastic knowledge or fruitive activities. The gopis in Vrindavan were neither highly learned scholars nor mystic yogis. They had spontaneous love for the Lord, and thus he became their heart and soul. And the gopis also became the heart and soul of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya approved the relationship of the gopis with the Lord as supreme. Herein, the Lord's attitude towards Uddhav was more intimate than towards Maitreya Muni. So the Lord focused on Uddhavji. But Maitreya also got the benefit. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Vedam Vedaham Antamanasi Ipshitam te dadami yat duravapananye Shatrapura Vishwasrijam Vasunam Mat Siddhi Kamena Vasho Tvayeshata. Oh, Vasu, I know from within your mind what you desired in the days of yore. When the Vasud and the other demigods responsible for expanding the universal affairs performed sacrifice, you particularly desire to achieve my association. This is very difficult to obtain for others, but I award it unto you. Uddhav, so this is Lord speaking. Uddhav is one of the eternal associates of the Lord, and a plenary portion of Uddhav was one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. The 8 Vasus and the demigods in the upper planetary system, who are responsible for the management of universal affairs, performed a sacrifice in the days of yore, desiring to fulfill their respective ultimate goals in life. At that time, an expansion of Uddhav, acting as one of the Vasus, desired to become an associate of the Lord. The Lord knew this because He is present in the heart of every living entity as Paramatma, the super consciousness. In everyone's heart, there is the representation of the super consciousness. Who gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. The living entity as partial consciousness forgets incidents of his past life, but the super consciousness reminds him how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this fact in the various ways. Ye yatham mam prapadyante tam satheva bhajamiyam. Bhagavad Gita 4:11. And sarvasya chaham hridaya sannivishto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. 15:15. Everyone is at liberty to desire as he likes. But the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the supreme will. Everyone can desire or think whatever he likes. But whatever he thinks or whatever he desires will be fulfilled? No. Because the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the supreme will. The law is expressed as the man proposes, God disposes. In the days of yore, when the demigods and Vasus performed sacrifice, Uddhav, as one of the Vasus, desired to enter into the association of the Lord, which is very difficult for those busy in empiric philosophical speculation or fruitive activities. Such persons have practically no information of the facts about becoming an associate of the Lord. Only the pure devotees can know by the mercy of the Lord. That the personal association of the Lord is the highest perfection of life. The Lord assured Uddhav that he could fulfill his desire. It appears that when the Lord informed him by his indication to Uddhav, the great sage Maitreya finally became aware of the importance of entering into the association of the Lord. स एष साधु चरमो भगवन् असादितस्ते मद अनुग्रहो यत् यन्माप्निर्लोकान् रहा उत्सृजन्तं दिष्ट्या ददस्रवान् विषादनुवृत्त्यः. O Udam, in the lotus millennium, in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who was situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as Srimad Bhagavatam. When a person is fully conversant with knowledge of the Lord, as far as he can be known by the perfect living entity in the liberated state, he is allowed to enter into the spiritual sky where the Vaikuntha planet exists. The Lord was sitting in a lowly place, just about to disappear. Just about to disappear from the vision of the inhabitants of this universe. And Uddhav was fortunate to see him even at that time, and thus receive the Lord's permission to enter Vaikuntha. The Lord is everywhere at the times, and his appearance and disappearance are merely the experience of the inhabitants of a particular universe. He is just like the sun. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It is only in the experience of men that in the morning the sun arises and in the evening sun sets. The Lord is everywhere at all times, and his appearance and disappearance are merely the experience of the inhabitants of a particular universe. He is just like the sun. The sun, if the sun sets here, but it is appearing somewhere else. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky, it is only the experience of man. That is, in the morning the sun rises and in the evening the sun sets. The Lord is automatically both in Vaikuntha and everywhere within and without Vaikuntha. पुरामाया प्रोक्तम अजयनाभ्ये पद्मे निष्णाय मामदी सर्गे ज्ञानम परम मां महिमानुभासम यत्सूरयो भागवतम वदन्ति. O Uddhav, in the lotus millennium, in the days of yore, the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this knowledge, Krishna is going to give this knowledge again. This is called the Uddhav Gita. First, Krishna spoke to Brahma, and from Brahma it is coming down. Tena Brahm Hidaya Adi Kaviya Muhyanti Yasurya. The explanation of the Supreme Self as given to Brahma and as already explained in the second canto of this great literature is further clarified herein. The Lord said that the concise form of Srimad Bhagavatam as explained to Brahma was meant to the Lord said that the concise form of Srimad Bhagavatam as explained to Brahma was meant to elucidate his personality. The Lord spoke those four verses, the four essential verses to Brahma. Who remembers those verses? बोलो रम्या.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हाँ बोलिए.
अहमेवासमेवाग्रे अहमेवासमेवाग्रे न तद्
नान्यत्
नान्यत् असत्पर सत् असत्परं पश्चादहं तत् एतत् च जो अवशिष्यते सो अस्मि अहम्।
जो अवशिष्यस्त सो अस्मि अहम्. इसका मीनिंग बताओ.
अहमेवासमेवाग्रे प्रभु जी भगवान Lord was present there before the creation, and he is also present in between the creation, and he is present after the creation also. Aham eva samayavagre na anyat sat asat. Beyond this material nature, he is beyond sat and asat, and जो अवशिष्यते सो अस्मि हम. After annihilation, whatever remains, that is also supreme law.
Okay, good. Who remember the second verse? पुरुषोत्तम बोलो, दूसरा वर्स बोलो.
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण.
ऋते ऋते अर्थम यत् विद्येत न प्रतीयेत च आत्मनि तद विद्यात् आत्मनो मायां यथा वाशो यथा धूमः।
ओके, मीनिंग बताइए.
इसका मीनिंग है प्रभु, ऋते अर्थम यत् प्रतीयता, मतलब कुछ भी है बट उसका कोई वैल्यू नहीं है जब तक वो मुझसे रिलेटेड नहीं है। ठीक।
कुछ भी है उसका कोई वैल्यू नहीं है जो रिलेटेड नहीं है, क्या समझ में आया भैया?
मतलब प्रभु अगर किसी चीज का वैल्यू है बट दैट इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू कृष्णा, विच दैट इज विदाउट मीन्स वैल्यूलेस।
ओके। So the explanation of the Supreme Self was given to Brahma as already explained in the second canto of this great literature and further clarified herein. The Lord said that the concise form of Srimad Bhagavatam as explained to Brahma was meant to elucidate his personality. The impersonal explanation of those 4 verses in the second canto is nullified herewith. Hmm. Sridhar Swami also explains in this connection that the same concise form of the Bhagavatam concerned the pastimes of Lord and were never meant for impersonal indulgence. Sridhar Swami also explains in this connection that the same concise form of Bhagavatam concerned the pastimes of the Lord and was never meant for impersonal indulgence. इति इति अद्रिता उक्ता परामस्य पुंसः प्रतीक्षणा अनुराग भजना प्रतीसना अनुराग भजना हम स्नेहोत्था रोमस्खलिताक्षर तम मुंचान सुचा प्रांजलेर अभाभसे. Would have said, "O Vidura, when I was thus favored at every moment by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and addressed by Him with great affection, my words failed in tears, and the hairs on my body erupted. After smearing my tears with folded hand, spoke like this." This we will take from tomorrow. I'll close here. Hare Krishna. बोलो रम्या, क्या है? पूछना है? पूछिए.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, यहाँ पे प्रभु जी 2-3 वर्स में डेज ऑफ योर लिखा है, उसका मीनिंग क्या है प्रभु
हाँ,
जी?
डेज ऑफ योर का मतलब है पुराण काल, बहुत पुराना. डेज ऑफ योर, इतिहास जिसका तथ्य नहीं प्रस्तुत हो सकता, पुराण काल का. हरे कृष्णा. सोनिका, वेर आर यू? आपके पीछे राधा पास आरती दिख रहे हैं, आप तो नहीं दिख रही.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा.
अच्छा प्रभु जी।
ठीक हो? बहुत दिनों बाद दर्शन हुआ आपका.
जी तो जो मेडिकल का एग्जाम चल रहा था, कल ही पेपर था, उसके रिगार्डिंग चला
तो
था
आपको
मेरा।
ऑफिस में लेट तक रोक रहे थे? ओके. मैं ताशकंद से क्लास ले रहा हूँ.
जी प्रभु।
बोलो भाई, कोई प्रश्न है तो पूछो, कुछ चर्चा करो. नहीं तो सब ऐसे ही किताब में ही रह जाएगा, हमारे हृदय में कुछ नहीं जाएगा. अगर डिस्कशन नहीं करेंगे, डेप्थ में नहीं जाएंगे, तो कुछ नहीं पकड़ में आएगा. आप लोग को थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ेगा, तब डिस्कशन होगा, वरना होगा नहीं. आप अगर पढ़ोगे नहीं, 10 मिनट ही पढ़ लो. 10 मिनट भागवतम पढ़ने के लिए इतना समय तो निकल सकता है. कल मैंने यहाँ पे टाइम मैनेजमेंट एंड एक्सीलेंस इन लाइफ के ऊपर सेमिनार दिया था इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स को. 65 ईयर्स के ईयर स्पैन में कुल 16 घंटे काम करते हैं, मतलब 16 ईयर्स काम करते हैं, बाकी सब टाइम ऐसे ही वेस्ट हो जाता है. कितना बड़ा लाइफ का हमारा पार्ट ऐसे ही वेस्ट हो जाता है, हम उसको डिटेक्ट ही नहीं कर पाते हैं। ना स्पिरिचुअल पार्ट को स्ट्रांग करोगे तो स्पिरिचुअल पार्ट तो स्ट्रांग होगा, ये मटेरियल पार्ट अपने आप ऑटोमेटिक हो जाएगा। और अगर मटेरियल पार्ट में फंसे रहोगे स्पिरिचुअल पार्ट होगा नहीं। नहीं है किसी का प्रश्न तो बंद करते हैं फिर। वी विल कंटिन्यू टुमारो, कृष्णा विलिंग। श्रीमद् भागवत, अच्छा सुनो, प्रभुपाद का व्यास पूजा ऑफरिंग और गुरु महाराज का व्यास पूजा ऑफरिंग लिखना शुरू कर दो। डेडलाइन आ जाएगा मई 15 के आसपास, तो अभी से लिखो। ये हर बार छूटता है। आप में से कितने लोगों ने पिछली बार समय पे दिया था, नहीं दे पाए थे, लेट हो गए थे, नहीं प्रिंट हुआ, तो अभी लिखो, लिखना शुरू कर दो। पहले प्रभुपाद जी का लिखो और फिर उसके बाद गुरु महाराज का लिखो, व्यास पूजा ऑफरिंग। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ताई गौर प्रेमानंदी, हरि हरि बोल।